So first thing I'm going to show you is how to update order of worships and how to post up your new order of worship. So we know that order of worship show up under the worship tab and order of worships. And the way that they show up is the 4 most recent will always be on this page, and they'll go from the newest to the oldest. So you'll see the 13th, the 6th, August 30th, and the 23rd. You don't have to do anything to rotate these off the page. WordPress automatically does that for you. It will always show the 4 most recent order of worships. And these order of worships are built like blog posts are. If you've ever been to a web page that has blogs, this bulletin, order of worship, is a blog. And WordPress calls their blog their posts. So blog posts, it's a common term that we have. So if we click on posts from your admin screen, you can see that we have the 13th bulletin here, the 6th bulletin, August 30th, mixed in with sermons, mixed in with epistles, and it can be a little confusing. And so if this is too confusing for you, you can go up to categories and you can just select bulletins. And if you press filter, you'll see that we just get the bulletins. If you go up and you click epistle, it might actually be newsletter. Yeah, sorry. If you click newsletter and you press filter, you'll see that our epistles are in there. If it's not too confusing, you can just go back to all categories, press filter, and you'll see everything again.
Okay.
So to create a new bulletin, when you hover over one of the latest bulletins, you'll see some options. You can edit this current one. A quick edit just brings up a few fields on the same page to change the title or something like that. So a quick edit is helpful if you forget to change the title. You can move it to the trash, you can view it online, or you can clone it. Cloning is basically duplicating. So it's like a copy-paste, and we'll create another September 13th bulletin -copy here on this page. So we could clone it, but New Draft does the same thing as clone does, but it brings you in to edit that new clone of it. So we're going to click New Draft.
Okay. So you would use that if you wanted to go in and make a change once you posted it?
No, so to make a change, so this is the one right here. So to make a change to this current September 13th bulletin, we'd go in and click Edit.
Edit, okay.
Yeah, but if you wanted to create a whole new post, we're going to click New Draft. Okay?
All right.
And when you click New Draft, I just backed out of it, but it creates a new post, and it copies all of your settings in there. So you'll see all of our text is in here, the title is the same. We see that down here on the right, the bulletins category is already highlighted, and if we scroll down the page, it already has the image in there. But this is all from September 13th, so now we have to update it. We have to update it to this Sunday. So this Sunday is actually, if you give me 1 second, is the 20th, right?
Yes.
So September 20th, bulletins. Now this looks very scary, but you're only going to edit 2 parts of this. So after it says click to zoom, there's this piece of code. And in this, you'll see that there's a URL, a link, just like a www.stmarksflorida. This is what we're going to edit. And you see it says Contemporary Bulletin, September 13th, 2015. This is because you guys are wonderful and name your files wonderful, wonderful names, so we know what this is. So we need to put the new Contemporary Bulletin link right here. And how we're going to do that is very simple. We're going to go to Add Media, because media is any image, any audio, any video. We're going to click Add Media. It comes up in this window, and it shows you all the media that's currently on your website. We want to actually upload a new file, which is what you sent me.
Okay.
So we're going to go there. We're going to click Select Files. and we're going to go to wherever that file is. So for me, it's in download because I just downloaded that. So I see my contemporary bulletin, 9/20/2015. I can click that and click open. Gives me a nice progress screen. And after just a few moments, you'll see that it comes up, and it's got a little preview. We're over here on the attachment details area now. It's got a preview. It gives you the title, and most importantly, it gives you the www.stmarksflorida, all this long stuff that you don't need to know. But this is what we want to grab. So we're going to select all of this, and I do it by clicking in this box and double-clicking, and it selects it all. Or you can press Control-A, and it selects it all. For Mac users, that'd be Command-A. And I'm just going to copy that. So you can use the shortcuts on your keyboard again, or you can go up to Edit and Copy. So now that I have this link copied, I'm going to close out. I'm going to select the old link and delete it, making sure that my quotes are still there. You all see that opening and closing quote. And I'm going to paste in the new link. So I can see that St. Marks, Florida, Contemporary Bulletin for 9/20/2015. Wonderful, that's in. We're going to do the same thing for the traditional bulletin. So we see that the traditional bulletin is down here under this click to zoom area. So I'm going to go back up to Add Media, back to Upload Files. I can select Files. Now you noticed, I'm going to cancel this out, you notice that it says Files. So I can upload more than one file at a time. So if I wanted to, I could click the Contemporary and also click on Traditional Bulletin. If you hold Command, you can click multiple things, and I can upload both of those. Now I don't want to upload both of them because I've already uploaded this Contemporary Bulletin one, so I'm going to upload the Traditional Bulletin now. But you all follow along with how to do that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to upload that Traditional Bulletin. If I had uploaded both of them, it would look like this, where they're both checked, and I would just be able to click on the one that I wanted to select to get the URL.
You double click on that, or you just...
You just single click. You can just single click, and it brings up. So this one is our Contemporary Bulletin, and this one we can see in the preview that it's our traditional because it's a two-pager, right? Mm-hmm. So I click on that one. It brings up that URL over here, which then I can just copy. So I'm going to use my keyboard shortcut, so you're not going to see me go up to the copy. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to close out of that window. I'm going to highlight that Traditional Bulletins area, making sure that the quotes are still there. Going to delete it and put it back in. And I see Traditional Bulletin 9/20/2015. That's all I have to change in this scary code area. Okay, we still see that bulletins is in our categories, and the last thing that you can't forget to do is change the image that's linked. Okay, so you got to come back down here and click on the image that's already there. So this looks like a little preview of our Contemporary Bulletin. So if you just click on that, it's going to bring up that media library that we know and love. We're going to go through and find the Contemporary Bulletin from 9/20. So this is the Traditional Bulletin from 9/20. That's the St. Mark's logo. That's Traditional from 9/13. And here's our Contemporary from 9/20/2015. I wish WordPress organized this feature image area a lot better, but it's usually in the first row, and you just have to click on the ones that look like it to find your right file. I'm sorry there's not an easier way. After that, you just click Set Featured Image down here in the bottom right side, and you've set your image. It's going to look the same because they generally all look the same.
Can you go back and do that again?
Yep. So to change this featured image, you're going to click on the current image that's there.
Right.
It's going to bring up the featured image pop-up, and you're going to find what you want your feature image to be. So we use the contemporary bulletin image, and you just have to find the correct one to be 9/20/2015.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to select this one, that's the 9/13. You want to make sure that the 9/20/2015 one is selected.
Uh-huh.
After you've done that, you're going to click Set Featured Image. It's not going to say New Featured Image or anything. You just know that that's now your featured image.
So the set feature image is in the bottom right
Bottom right corner, yes.
Okay. We can't see that because it's behind our names on the chat.
Okay, can you now see it right here?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the featured image.
Mm-hmm.
It's just on that right-hand side if you scroll all the way down. There it is.
The featured image. Okay.
Featured image, yep. So once all of that is done, oops, sorry, go ahead.
Not too much.
Say that again?
I did not understand that. What is the purpose of the feature image?
So on the page, there's this little preview image. Can you all see that?
Yes.
That's what the featured image is. If we didn't have that set, I'll show you what it looks like if we didn't have that set. So I'm going to go down to my featured image area, and I'm going to click Remove Featured Image. This is just for us to test out, and I'll show you what it looks like. So if there's no featured image, so we'll come back to it. We're not going to set a featured image right now, but I'm going to finish telling you how to post this to your website, and then we'll come back in and change the featured image, okay?
Okay.
So now that we've got everything set except for that featured image, which we're going to come back to, we scroll back up to the top and we go to this Publish section. We want to make sure that we publish it immediately, or if you want to change the date on when you're publishing it, if you just want it to come out on Sunday morning, you can click Edit and change this date and time to whatever you want.
Oh,
that's going to be helpful whenever we post up sermon audio. That's going to be helpful when we do that. But we just want to publish it immediately. We don't really care that it's going out on a Friday. It could go out on Wednesday, however you want it. This publish immediately, you can also set it in the past. So we could set it to publish back in May. But we just want it to publish immediately. So we don't care about that. And we want to click Publish. It's going to process. It's going to reload your page. And it's going to say Post Published. We also notice here on the URL, the stmarksflorida.org, it's updated that to say September 20th bulletins, which it does automatically for you. It just takes this title and puts it in there, which is very nice. So now if we go back over to our live page on worship and we refresh it, go back down to Order of Worship, you'll see our September 20th bulletin is up there. Without setting a feature image, it's just this one line.
Oh, okay.
It's a preference on what you all want to do. Once you get into, if I click on one with a featured image, you see it looks like this. It's got your two traditional and contemporary services. If it doesn't have a featured image and you click on it, you see that it shows up the exact same way. So having a featured image doesn't change what the page does, it just changes how it's displayed on your Order of Worship tab. Does that make sense?
It will once I do it 10, 20 times.
I understand. So we're just going to go back to where I can edit my post for the September 20th bulletins. I'm going to scroll back down and reset that featured image. So I'm going to click Set Featured Image. It's going to bring up my featured image media library. I'm going to click on the one that looks like a contemporary bulletin. I'm going to confirm that it's the correct one, 9/20/2015, and I'm going to set featured image. I'm going to scroll back all the way up to the top, and I'm going to click Update. Whenever you make a change, just like in a Word document, you have to resave it. Here on the website, by clicking Update, we're resaving that web page with the new text and the new information. So now I can go back to worship. I'm going to reload my page. Going to go back down to that Order of Worship tab, and you see our September 20th now has that image in it.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Well, as much as it can right now. So the one thing that I will tell you, there are some times that St. Mark's does a single bulletin, has only one service. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that happened in August, right?
Yes.
So if that happens, it's a little bit different. Let's scroll down here and show you. So you remember last time I clicked on it, came up with 2. So this time it just comes up with 1. And that's because I just set up the page a little different. So if you want, the next time you have one of those come up, you need to make sure to go to the last time you just had one service and create a new draft of that one. Don't create a new draft of the normal one that has 2. You're going to create a new draft of the one that only has 1 bulletin in it.
Got it.
So that's a good just asterisk, highlight, underline, bold font to remember to do the next time you have just one service.